Welcome back to Improvision Entertainment. My name is Huntermun.
And I'm Ryan.
Okay, he got it. He got there eventually. And this is Euro Truck Simulator 2. So for Ryan's edification, so when you're playing truck simulator games, either American Truck and Euro Truck, you asked me a question about American Truck, and I'll answer it in a second as soon as you remind me what it was. But for the moment, there are three varieties of jobs that generally you can pick up. Well, actually, I guess there's four and a fifth. I don't know what the external market is for. In any event, quick jobs are what you're generally doing when you start playing the game, as I was explaining to some new people who showed up who recently acquired the game and they were playing last night. Quick jobs allow you to be anywhere on the map, to use a truck assigned to you by the company, and to go and do a job, whatever it is, and you'll get money for it. Freight market is the in-game economy for you to be able to go to a place with your own truck, pick up some cargo, transport it somewhere else, and continue driving your own truck. External contracts are generated by the World of Trucks online system, which is interesting because that system actually runs off real-world time as opposed to in-game time. So it's actually possible for you to sleep multiple times in-game to get it to be daylight for you to keep doing travel or something for streaming purposes to keep it daylight. Because it's not affecting your in-game arrival time because it's based on out-of-game time. Things like that. The cargo market, which I almost never do, involves you having bought a special bed type for your truck that you pick up yourself and also go acquire and have stuff dropped on, which will make you even more money because you won't have to rent the table, the bed, whatever it is that you're lifting stuff in. And I'm not really sure off the top of my head what external market is, but there you go. Okay, so to catch everybody up, we are trying to focus down Scandinavia DLC, but obviously we're not confined to Scandinavia. At this point, it looks like we're going to be starting in Romania. We're starting in Romania because we need to be able to deliver to the 7 mines in Scandinavia, and this is the only job that's available. It is a 41-hour, 45-minute trip in game time. So it's going to be a little bit. We're going to be going to Nordic Stenbrot in Kalmar, which I believe is a location I have not been to, but as I have stated previously, there are 3, in my tracking, there are 3 mines I haven't tracked as far as us being able to deliver goods to just yet, of what it remains in the achievement. But one of them I have, so this could be the one. You know what, for the sake of argument, where did I say I'm going to? Kalmar. I can actually switch over to the world map. Scroll up to...
That map is absolutely huge.
Yep, scroll up to Kalmar. And...
Wow.
I can look for... Okay, Nordsteinbeck. I've never driven up in the thing in Nordsteinbeck, so I should have never delivered there. So we should be good on that one. Nordic... Okay. Unless the job just left. There we go. Oh, wait. Oh.
I just wanted to make you aware. I'm not sure how things are showing up on your end. That issue that I told you about earlier, it's cycling. Like I think my internet has stayed connected, but it's cycling the display. It's showing you offline, like every. Oh.
Where? Oh, you're just having issues on your end. Don't worry about that.
Okay. So this is.
So for the purposes of achievement, guys, it looks like actually I just found they just regenerated, and there's a very quick, very short job. So we'll take that instead because we're just going for the achievement. I'm gonna knock it to the full screen. We are in a hurry.
Okay, here we go.
I'm in a very precarious location starting, so I have to get out of here. And once again, welcome to Molly in the chat, who is hopefully hanging out today. I've been meaning to say... Oh, I'm already hitting the bed. That's great. That's beautiful. Great way to start. I've been waiting to say, Molly, if you want to actually chat, you can do that. I know that you've got, social anxieties and stuff like that, but, we're friendly people, and You saw the other night how I handle trolls and stuff like that. If you ever want to just drop into Dialogue Tree and hang out, you could do that.
Oh, Mun, I'm sorry to hear that you had to deal with the troll. That is rough.
Oh, well, I mean, I posted the link in Currently Offline because it was so entertaining, the way that we handled the troll, that I thought other people should see it, so I actually posted it up on YouTube.
Well, hey.
It was like, you're not being a serious gamer because you're not playing in first-person view. I bet you voted for Donald Trump. Like, what? What are you talking about?
And first of all, for driving games, like some of these, you have to be in. I mean, it helps for these big old trucking games to have a look at your trailer and yeah, everything.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what I was saying. And to Molly, Molly, no pressure. I understand. I just every once in a while just casually throw it out there.
Get ready. Right.
I am not hurt or anything that you don't want to be in chat because, believe me, I know some social anxieties after the Mind's Eye Society. But in any event, to Ryan's point about the trailer, that's kind of what. So the thing is, I try and not assume that a person is being trolly, even if they ask me a trolly question. So this guy, being all like, "Oh, you're not being serious because it's third person," like.
Get ready.
That's you can have that perspective, and you're wrong because people have different opinions on things. Some things are not opinion based, some things are fact based, but my perspective is I'm trying to be as fair to the game as the game can be, but like the amount of time it takes me to spin the camera around puts me at a disadvantage. The amount of time it takes me to look back and forth in the cabin in first person puts me at a disadvantage. You just get so nervous sometimes you don't know what to say, Molly? No, you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to. You could just hang out in the chat and comment every once in a while, especially if we have a bunch of people on the stream, Molly. Like, you don't have to feel obligated to be entertaining. If you have nothing to say or no topic you want to broach, then you don't have to worry about it. All right, so. But about the troll situation, my thing is, in many video games, I think of third person as a way of compensating for the fact that the game can't give me all of the data in first person that I'd have in real life. In my mind, first person is limiting. Like, I'm not getting sights, I'm not getting smells anyway because I don't have a sense of smell. But like, I'm not getting all the sights, I'm not getting sense of smell, I'm not getting all the abilities that my character has. It's like one of the things I enjoyed. I'll just throw out an example as the last couple of Splinter Cell games, where you have like the quick execution button, or even the Hitman games, is that kind of gameplay feature feels like super cheaty, but it's supposed to give you a power that the main character has that you don't have. Like, there's no way you'd have, like, okay, actually I take that back with the no way, but like some people can no scope 180 and not have a problem with it. But was that a trans Chuck? I could have sworn that was paint job like cyan and pink, but anyway. It's trying to like compensate for. Okay, I gotta remember that these rented trucks don't have all the power that my trucks have, so I have to like check the RPMs and everyone's like, right there I'm at a disadvantage because I can't see my RPMs. I have to be in cab to be able to see them. But like,
I'm amazed at how detailed, like how many things you're thinking about in this game. Like I love a good simulator game. I've been playing Bus Simulator 21 myself, and I've really been enjoying it. But there's a lot to think about in these games, like RPMs, things like distance.
Oh well, the RPMs is pretty straightforward because you see, I'm playing this game with a manual shift, so I've got it set so that my B button shifts down and my Y button shifts up. So basically, on this truck, beneath the speedometer there, you can see the RPMs, how they kind of go to whatever numbers they feel like, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. The 20 to 25 area in the screen is kind of like red. You don't want to be driving in the red if you can help it. So what you do is when you go up into the red, you shift up a gear. And when you go down into the green, because you're like losing traction or something like that, or you don't have enough torque, enough power, then you shift down. And the thing is, you can kind of tell that audibly, but not all trucks are as good audible. And, you know, when you're talking with a person on the line, then
Straight on.
sometimes your brain can't pay attention. So for better shifting so that you're making better speed, better time, less wear and tear on the engine,
Turn left.
like just like in real life, you want to make sure that you're shifting appropriately. If you were playing the game, you might just play on automatic, and then maybe the game would just do all that for you. I've been playing manual since almost the very first hour, so I'm not worried with that.
Well, I mean, like I said, I've never driven in real life, in automatic or manual. So
You've never driven
manual-
ever?
Well, I've driven, but I've never driven a manual transmission. So
Well, I've never
manual-
driven a manual transmission. I understand the well, like one of the other things I don't have, which I might have if I had like a steering wheel, is most manual transmissions have a clutch, which I am not doing. A clutch is basically you're telling the engine that you're going to switch gears. So as you're preparing to switch gears, you press down the clutch, then you switch gears, then you let go of the clutch. That is a step I'm not doing because, quite frankly, I just don't have enough buttons.
Let me ask you something, Mud.
Sure.
I know we are both primarily console players.
Uh-huh.
However, why don't you think they've been able to successfully port
Exit now.
a Euro Truck Simulator or a American Truck simulator to Xbox One? In my case, or in your case, and our friend Daniel's, the Xbox Series X or the PS5.
I think they don't have enough people working, and they don't make enough income. They make a lot of their money
Oh.
from selling. They make a lot of their player base by having the game go on sale a lot, and they make a lot of their money by having little in-game paints for the trucks and cab doodads and stuff. Like, for example, in cab right now. Oh no, this is my truck. In my truck on the dashboard, I have my Rocket League car is just on the dashboard, and that's pretty fun. Or not my car, but like my model of car. Ooh, what's that? There's just trash on the side of the road. What the hell? Somebody needs to pick that up.
By the detail of this game, it's crazy the stuff that you can get lost in.
Yeah, and I've had to actually crank down the world detail a little bit because it actually goes higher than this, but I need it to have a semblance of a good streaming situation, and as anyone will tell you, sometimes this game just really... Okay, this has no turning radius in this truck that isn't mine. Wow, yeah, so the benefits of driving your own truck is, first of all, learning how the truck drives. So when you do a quick job with a truck like this, you don't know exactly what it's going to play like, but it's probably going to be less powerful than your truck, and it's probably going to, like, have worse handling like we just saw. Oh, 1 second, Molly in the chat. There are some hardcore drivers, a lot of people I've seen driving first person, like, they get steering wheels. That's, yeah, but a good steering wheel, Molly, is, like, $350. I might as well actually build a computer that this can run on for $350. But like most of them aren't drastic like that. It's usually super chill community. Right. I'm sure that some people come in from other places to watch, and they were watching a driver play at higher, like for example, I have higher weather effects on, so that it rains and it fogs and it has blinding sunlight and stuff like that more often, because I wanted to increase the challenge a little bit. I have events on the road so that, like, when there's construction or when there's police or stuff like that, those things happen more frequently in my game. Like, a lot of those things I've artificially increased the difficulty of, because I don't want to literally be falling asleep driving, because, I mean, look at this game. Like, you can just you're not going that fast. You can just fall asleep while driving. And I've got manual transmission on, so I make plenty of mistakes with that, like end up going too fast or not enough. Like, I tipped over a truck last night for the first time in ages because it was a borrowed truck and it could make a speed, but apparently the way its bed connected to what I was carrying behind me just was not designed for that, and that sucker almost tipped over sideways 2 more times after I had to get towed, because it was not good. And I think Molly saw part of that. Like, part of that trip was a lot of me driving in first gear, just trying to just get the heavy fucking thing up a hill. And I'm like, I miss my truck so much.
Is that why you enable manual for the extra level of simulation and the extra challenge?
Yeah, for the extra, yeah, because it gives you good control. So I don't know how the game exactly would shift if I was stuck going up a hill, but it might not be as efficient as, like, me knowing ahead of time that I'm going up a heavy grade, that I'm gonna need more torque. More torque is like, look, I don't know all of my definitions, but I know enough car stuff to be dangerous, basically. But basically what it's looking for is the lower gears give you more grip but less power. No, more grip and more power but less top speed or something to that effect. And so when you're going uphill, you'll see your RPMs lowering on the little, in this case, in the little meter in the bottom of the steering wheel. You'll see that start going down into green. If it goes into the green, that basically means that the gears are slipping, which is equivalent to your tires slipping. Like, you're just not able to make any traction. So you want to drop gear so that you can get it back up into the white or into the red, so that you can pull your vehicle along the road up the hill. We're at my least favorite part of European travel, which is they do asymmetrical highway, in which one side of the highway is one lane and bordered by railing. You ever been in that situation where you're traveling through a construction site here in America and it's like the cement barriers are a foot away from the car on either side? It's kind of like that. I hate that. Oh, hey, speaking of events, so there's construction up ahead, and luckily it looks like I'm going to get a green light, maybe. This is not always here on the road, but it's on the road because the events are on, and because my events are turned up, that kind of stuff happens a little bit more frequently than it would in other people's playthroughs. They're tearing up that piece of road and they're going to pave it, and that is basically randomly generated. There are certain parts of the map where that stuff will appear, but there's no guarantee that will be there every time.
I really appreciate that level of detail as someone who plays simulation games just for the thrill and challenge of things I can't do in real life. But I can essentially have a sandbox to play around in. I appreciate when they add little things.
Yeah. And kind of what I was saying to the people last night who were like, two people showed up who had recently only started playing Euro Truck Simulator 2, and they're like, should I get the other locations? I was like, well, the base game has a lot of content. If you're just liking the driving around, you can play that for a while. But, like, the stuff actually goes on sale really often. Like, very often. So, if you just want more game world to drive around in, like, I can show you in a second when I get to my destination and finish this trip, that basically I have driven over. You know how in the Forza Horizon games, how when you travel over road it turns from gray to orange?
I hope you're talking to audience, because Ryan does not know that.
All right, well, I mean, it's a basic premise, but basically it's got a little way of tracking that you're traveling over the road, that you have been on a particular segment of road. Euro Truck Simulator also does that. If I pull up my big map in just a moment and show it to you, you'll see that there are plenty of areas on the map which are grayed out because or gray road, because I have not traveled them. Like, you might be able to catch a glimpse of it here as I go towards this quarry, because I have not been in this quarry before. So as I approach it on the map, it'll be a different color than when I get near to it, like on the minimap. You can see... Hold on. Can I get you a further out view that's... Whoops, wrong button. Yeah, okay, so on this view, you see how it's kind of like a gray location down in the bottom corner? Um, as I get close to it, you may be able to make out the edges of the road itself, which are also turning from orange to gray as I approach them. So basically, that's telling me how much of the map I've covered, and I am at like 30-something% of the entire map I have gone to, of all the DLCs that I have access to, and yeah, it should be where is this quarry technically start? Oh, it's through that gate up ahead. Okay, so in a second.
I don't remember. Oh, sorry.
See, watch. You can see it's about to turn orange. See how the little road pieces are going to turn orange?
And I don't remember American Truck Simulator being this detailed. Like, we drove through a little town area, and I swear I was seeing like restaurants and stuff. Man.
All right. I asked them where they want it, so I've gone for the more complicated park. American Truck Simulator and Euro Truck Simulator are running off of the same engine, so they are getting continually updated, and also they're bringing each other along for the ride. So sometime during the course of me playing last year, both games went up to like 1.42 or something like that, and that was a big overhaul in like the lighting engine and some of the like locational details and things like that. So if you saw this game even when I was playing it last time, or if you saw it before then, both of them have improved in visual quality since that time. So you are not wrong. And again, I'm not playing it at the highest detail my computer can handle, because Streamlabs is an inefficient program, and so even though it's like, oh yeah, what you're doing right now is taking like 8%, it's kind of lying. Oops, I got a little distracted. It's kind of lying, because Streamlabs starts freaking out when it gets to like 15%.
Oh, right.
So
it looks very good to me. I mean, I'm amazed as a fan of simulation games. And you said I might be able to run this on my hardware, so that's...
Yeah, well, this game came out somewhere between 9 and 11 years ago, so it has a very good chance of being able to run on the hardware you've got. At lower settings, but I mean, yeah.
Well, yeah, but that prospect alone, to me, is exciting. I mean, if I could experience this.
Alright, so this truck has a very, very different turning radius than I'm used to. It is very not making the trailer go at an angle I need it to go. Let's try that again.
So I'll say this: I know for these types of games, it's better to play in third person, where you can see the truck and trailer. But I've been really enjoying Bus Simulator 21. Excuse me, got my words jumbled there for a second.
That's okay. It happens.
I actually prefer to play that in first person. Because and just using my right stick as to turn my head, that is something.
Sure, I mean, I get that, and it is a different beast when you don't have like as much of a rear end. Like, this isn't even an articulated trailer where you've got like 2 or 3 additional things behind you.
Oh yeah, I mean, for a game with a trailer, like, I see how third person is the way to go.
Alright, so minor progress, 6 of 7. So that is one. So we have one more mine left to go, and we've got a 50-50 shot of where it is that I need to go to. We're going to Stavanger, Norway, or Linkopeg, Sweden. One of those two is the one mine I haven't gone to for this achievement. And while I've got Ryan here, we're going to double check. Oh, it's finally time to get the last levels of... What is eco-driving? Save up to 10% of fuel while driving with a trailer or driving when free driving. Well, that's the only thing I have left to level up, so now we're going to start getting more fuel efficient. I think it lost my controller for a second. Let me fix that. Okay. Okay. So give me a second. We're going to check the job market. We're looking for... Okay, first of all, easy thing we're going to fix right here at the start. Okay, I'm back in my truck in Istanbul because the game updated. Please note, if you are watching later on the YouTube, that the indicator at the top corner of the screen that said what version of the game I am on, the game updated today, so that version number may have been incorrect. Alright, going forward on this stream. Alright, so, Linkopeg, Sweden. Okay. Sage Tree. So that's a lumber. Nordic Steinberg. Okay. So this is probably it. I have never driven here before. So we want to go to Linkoping, Sweden. So let's see if we can find a quick job, and we could just tag it onto this recording. Otherwise, I'll start a new one. Let's see how we go. Nordic What did I say? Linkoping. I don't see one. We might have to peruse it later. Wait. From Linkoping. That's not good. I need 2. I need 2 Linkoping. HIJKL. Nope. Okay. Try the other one. We might have to wait a little bit before we can find this MSS. Rotterdam, Aberdeen, Christensen. Okay. I think I know where the last achievement, last piece of this achievement is, but I don't have it on this list. So, Ryan, if you'll join me, for anyone who is watching later on YouTube, I would like to thank you for watching. This has been Euro Truck Simulator 2, presented by Improvision Entertainment. I've been HunterMun. I couldn't hear you. What?
Ryan.
Yes, he's been Ryan. And we will see you in the future.